A beautiful morning to you, and welcome to today's edition of Newspapers Today. I hope you are enjoying your holiday. Yes, today we'll be starting the review with the story from the Nigerian Tribune. And the Nigerian Tribune has the story as its banner headline. It says, Speakership slot, Tinubu romance with PDP, NNPP leaders threatens opposition gang up. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And it comes with the riders, minority caucuses await APC zoning arrangement. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, bandits release 4 Kebbi school girls after 22 months in captivity. 7 burned to death, 14 injured in Lagos-Ibadan expressway accident. Lagos government blames developers as another 3-story building collapses in Apapa. Nurses, midwives lament exclusion from 40% pay rise for refugee workers. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, above the masthead, published prone report on 52 billion naira special works program supervised by Keyamo, Articles 8, Task National Assembly. My asset declaration is open. I bought my US home legally. Keyamo. Tinubu to arrive in Nigeria today. And below the picture story, Adamawa supplementary election, FCID commences full investigation. Someone suspended REC, others extends investigation to DSS Civil Defense. These stories are on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this Monday morning. Next is the Nation newspaper, and the Nation newspaper is leading with this story. Nigerian students lament ordeal in crisis-torn Sudan. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Nation newspaper this Monday morning. And we have other stories as well. 40% pay rise excise federal workers. Still on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Please begin probe of suspended Adamawa REC. Our expectations from Tinubu by Niger Delta leaders. Nnamani asks Obi to discontinue petition. Another story building collapses in Lagos. These stories are on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And next is the Punch. And the Punch is punching us this morning with this. Sudan conflict. Government seeks Egypt support to rescue 5,500 Nigerians by road. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. And it comes with the riders. Federal government warns as Nigerian students pay $100 for dangerous road. We are waiting for Sudanese government to provide safe corridor for evacuation, Minister. Yes, we can see the picture stories there of the conflicts going on in Sudan. And above the masthead of the Punch newspaper, we have this story. Nigeria's indebtedness to World Bank now 6 trillion naira. NLNG train, 7 reps summons the rules over workers' petition. Plan hurt for fleeing Adamawa REC. And below the picture story, Tinubu may return today to meet APC NWC. 2 children, 5 others burnt to death in Lagos-Ibadan highway crash. Lagos government blames developers as another 3-story building collapses. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the Daily Sun. And the Daily Sun says, Salah tragedy in Lagos, Kano. 12 killed, 20 injured in auto crash, boat mishap. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper. We have other stories. 2.9 million lightning strike to hit Nigeria in May, NEMA. 168 escape death at Ibadan Police Barracks collapse. Direct entry registration to continue after 2023 UTME National Census JAMB. APC dissolves Tinubu Shetima Campaign Council. Nnamani urges Obi to withdraw case against Tinubu. Vatsa APC chieftain to Buhari ask God, not Nigerians, for forgiveness. Oti denies inviting Gowon, appoints 75-member inauguration committee. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper this Monday morning. Moving now to the Vanguard newspaper, and the Vanguard is leading with this story: global competitiveness, over 30 taxes choke industries in Nigeria. And it comes with the riders: 17 bills or more levies pending in National Assembly, taxes above global average of 23.37%, SMEs lose 9% of yearly income, stakeholders charge way forward. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Yes, we can see the picture stories there. Evacuation of foreigners in Sudan. FG failed woefully on security. Catholic bishops. Sudan war. Nigeria only way out is evacuation by road. FG. Zamfara reinstates Emir dethroned for turbaning bandit leader. Nationwide blackout looms as generation falls below 4,000 megawatts. APC dissolves presidential campaign council. Still on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper: 52 billion naira SWP fund, Articles 8 Kayamo Bika over assets declaration. 10th National Assembly, Batera Wasi Jagil and 3 horse race for speaker. How to tackle insecurity in Nigeria, Italian envoy. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning. And our next port of call is the Blueprint. And the Blueprint is leading with this story: experts, nothing to show for 3.16 trillion naira FAC allocation to states in 2022. And it comes with the riders: Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Lagos rank highest. Kwara, Ogun, Ekiti, Ebonyi, Nasarawa received least allocation. Procurement fraud, financial recklessness responsible. Edo, Constitution gives too much power to governors, analysts. States bleeding owing to governors' recklessness. Economists. That is a story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper this Monday morning. We have other stories as well below the picture stories. 72 hours after Banana Island incident, another building collapses in Lagos. Still on the front page of the Blueprint, 2023 UTME JAMB postponed direct entry registration. These are some other stories on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. Let's have a quick look at what the Daily Asset has for us this morning. The Daily Asset is leading with this story: as Naira swap crisis recedes, bandits scale up attacks, kill 183, kidnap 97 nationwide. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Asset newspaper this Monday morning, and it comes with the riders: Benue tops chart with 93 victims. Yes, we can see the picture stories there of the collapsed building. And below the picture story on the front page of the Daily Asset, we have this: please begin manhunt for Adamawa wreck, as INEC says official missing. APC dissolves presidential campaign council. NDLEA arrests Saudi-bound widower with 14.4 kg cocaine. Nigeria's oil condensate reserve dropped to 36.966 in January. These stories, okay, we still have another one. Sudan crisis, FG directs Nigerian students to remain indoors. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Asset Let's quickly move to The Guardian. The Guardian is leading with this story: rising poverty costs dampen e-SIMs adoption, impacts on Nigeria's card production. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. We have other stories as well. Sudan, FG negotiates safe exit for stranded Nigerians. How unregulated estate agencies firms engage in multi-million naira scam. Another Lagos building collapses 24 hours after Sanwo-Olu visits to Banana Island site. These stories are on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. There's also a feature story there of Ayetoro, Ondo community slipping into Atlantic Ocean. Matawale reinstates Emir suspended for turbaning bandit kingpin. These are the stories that made it to the front page of the Guardian newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the Business Day, and the Business Day says, big story, trillion naira government scheme struggle to curb poverty. This is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Business Day. And another one says, 3 years on, Nigeria's decade of gas remains just a slogan. Those stories are on the front page of the Business Day. And the Daily Trust is next. The Daily Trust is also leading with the story about stranded Nigerians in Sudan. It says, Sudan crisis, FD begins evacuation of stranded Nigerians to Marlborough. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. And moving now to the Leadership. And the Leadership says, amid low patronage, mass metering program in limbo as manufacturers divest. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. And it comes with the rider blame inflation, operational costs for high electricity tariff, poor service. Only 5.93 million Nigerian households are metered. Let's quickly go to This Day newspaper. And This Day says, Obi meets Muslim, says Nigeria is one, only divided by politics. And the New Telegraph is leading with this story: ignore none, stay indoors. FG tells Nigerian students in crisis raiding Sudan. Yes, these are the stories we have for us on some of the front pages of the national dailies in Nigeria this Monday morning. Yes, I have my regular guest in the house who will be analyzing some of these stories for us. Dr. Yinka Andrews, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
I hope you're enjoying your Ramadan holiday.
Sure. Happy Salah.
Yes, I wish you the same. Yes, the crisis in Sudan.
That's a very serious one. I don't know what is wrong with our government. When this war was to break out, is in the news.
Okay.
I thought that was the time they would have made moves that if this thing gets more sinister, please arrange yourself in one place, we'll come and pick it. But they didn't say anything until it got out of hand. I don't know why we're always reactive instead of being proactive. The same thing happened in Ukraine, if you have not forgotten. Then I began to ask questions. Eyema, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, that guy for me is too lethargic for my liking. It's like he's absent. He's not there. I want to say he's not always there. I would say he's not even there at all.
Okay. More yes, like being presently absent.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't know. If I were Buhari, you should change some ministers that are not active.
Okay.
It doesn't show
in the next few weeks, right?
No, I'm saying elsewhere that he should have done that earlier. I'm doing now. He has shown that he's lethargic, he's not ready to perform. It's like he doesn't know his onions. Why should you let him remain there? Another one has come now, said he wants to set up a committee. Now, how do you set up a committee when there is this? God forbid, if snake enter here now, we now say, let us set up committee to kill that snake. Are we not jokers? Okay. So for me, it's highly pathetic.
Okay, now the federal government is saying that urging the students to stay indoors, and that it's trying to negotiate if they could move by road.
For me, staying indoor or not staying indoor dependent on the situation they have there.
Okay.
You cannot be here and be telling them what to do. What about if staying indoor is more dangerous to them? So it's just advisory. They may not take it. Depends on what they are facing.
All right. Now, other countries have actually, started evacuating their citizens from Sudan. Let's look at the Sudan story. There were reports yesterday that about 7 million Nigerians are in that country.
I read some say 5.5. Another, I don't know. It depends on the figure.
Yes, let's look at Nigeria as a country that does not know the number of citizens.
I was to
Nigeria
go there.
does not know.
We don't know even the actual figure of those who are there. Although you cannot put it past government. So there are some illegal entries to many countries. You know that now. Nigeria can only have real figures that are actually formal.
Okay.
That is the one that passed through the proper channel. They cannot have figure of all Nigerians there. There are illegal entries into countries. But be that as it may, I think for whatever it's worth, once you are a Nigerian, it does not matter how you get to that country, either legitimately or illegitimately, you are a Nigerian. They must be evacuated. Even, do you know that even US could only evacuate embassy staff and their families, not total US citizens? So people should realize that it's not total. They will be coming for them later. But let us also do that. Have we evacuated our embassy family and staff? I don't think we have. So the question is, we are still reactive. Even our reactions is not even anything to write home about. For me, our government is not behaving up to type.
Okay.
Highly regrettable.
Now, when the Russia-Ukraine war is still on, by the way, now I want you to talk about the role of the United Nations now and the AU.
Let's start like this. Anywhere in the world, once there is war in a country, the first line charge of those who should speak up will be the sub-regional unit.
No, I want you to look at before it gets to full war. There should have been.
Yes, there should have been. You see, once something will be, that's why I always credit my country, Nigeria. Do you know things that lead to war in some other countries? We have gone past that situation. Yes, we are not in war. That means something here is we are more mature. That's what I want to put it.
Okay.
Small thing will lead to war in other countries. Worst thing has happened. Even ordinary election we had now, if it were another country, they will be at war. So, like Raleigh said, there should be interventions and interference, not only intervention. Some regional units will have come into that. Once they cannot solve it, for example, if war is to happen in West Africa, there's ECOWAS which should come in. It's only when ECOWAS feel that AU will not come. You don't call AU first, no, because they want to have report of efforts that has been done. It's like once there is a family quarrel, you don't call the state government to go there first. I mean, you start from the landlord association, then you graduate to, I'm just citing that example. So for me, you are right. They've not done enough. Otherwise, it would have been. No. Then another addition to it, maybe you've heard that you know that the war in Sudan has been divided among superpowers. A part of it, there are two war generals now fighting. One is being supported by US, another by Russia.
So isn't that always the case when it comes to conflict situation in countries?
That is what I'm saying. But should it be so? Even in Nigeria, there was a time US told us that by 2015, Nigeria will be no more. We are here today. So that tells you that this international community, they have a way of pushing countries into war.
And escalating
I love
violence.
my country, Nigeria.
All right.
We will not allow ourselves to be pushed.
Talking about Nigeria experiencing a near war situation and not going to war, we have this story on the front page of the Daily Asset. It said, as Naira swap crisis recedes, bandits scale up attacks. Kill 183, kidnap 97. That's the Daily Assets.
I've said this before. All these Naira swap something. Some people are behind it. It's the elitist Nigeria. Nigerian elites are behind this. Do you know during election there was no kidnapping? People were attributing it to Naira, less Naira, or no money Naira thing. For me, it's not. Some people sat somewhere and say, let's have this election. After election, you can start. They are still the one doing it. There are some Nigerians who do not want Nigeria to progress, who wants Nigeria to break down. God will not let them have their way. They are the ones behind this. You see, when you see flowers or leaves dancing on top of river. Check below. Some people are beating the drums. They are the ones. I only thank God that God is always a Nigerian.
All right, let's move to the front page of the Leadership. Please, let's have it on the screen. Leadership newspaper. Building collapse again.
Until, you see, there was a time, I think it was during Goodluck Jonathan, yes, era, that they passed a law in the National Assembly. It's called corporate manslaughter. And I don't know if you understand that. That if a corporate organization is responsible for the death of some Nigerians, they will charge that corporate organization into court.
Okay.
And once they are found guilty, they will not be allowed to continue in that wise. The law is there. I don't know why we are not actualizing this. We have laws in Nigeria, but to implement is the problem. Even when we implement to sanction, let them bring up this corporate manslaughter thing. A company must be responsible for this collapse, especially the last one. Let them charge that, because a rider said that they did not listen to instructions. They did not do what they were supposed to do. Then sanction them. But this same company will go and start building another one.
Okay, let's look at the government authorities that are actually in charge of inspecting all this.
It is corruption now. They will collect money. Look, if you tell somebody to stop work and they don't stop work, you must enforce the stoppage. But Nigerians, once they will see stop work. In fact, I'm even going too far. Do you know buildings around? If you are erecting a building, they will use this red marker. You see, they will write X, stop work, isn't it? Instead of stopping work, they will go and meet those who did it. They will give them money. They will continue building.
All right.
It is corruption. Somebody call it impunity. I disagree. It is the mindset of corruption that will lead to impunity. Impunity, the byproduct of corrupted mind.
All right. Still on the front page of the Leadership, missing crude oil. Sarah threatens to sue FG.
You always promise to sue. Let them sue. I hate this word, promise to sue. Once you have the facts, what are you waiting for?
All right. Still on the front page of the Leadership, amid low patronage, mass metering program in limbo.
I hate to hear this.
Divest.
Do you know, in my compound, let me say within my home state, they are bringing this meter free of charge. Quote me.
Okay.
They just bring it. They will mount it. Call your electrician and let them. That is the way to go. I told you what happened. This viewing center. There is somebody, one my friend in Offer. You know, viewing center to watch Arsenal, Chelsea. You pay before you enter. This my friend did not collect money. Enter free. He will now sell you bottle of Coke for 400 naira.
You're advertising.
sorry, brother. He will sell soft drink.
Okay.
Let me put it that way. You know, once you enter free, there is this psychological thing that let me buy this thing, I cannot be watching. That is the way we should do our metering. Give this thing free of charge and collect your money. You can even build the cost into the payment. So to now hear this is saddening.
All right. Lastly, before we go, our time is fast spent. We have this story on the front page of the Blueprint. Nothing to show for the 3.16 trillion naira FAC allocation to states in 2022.
Whose fault? Nothing to show. If I have a father that will be giving me free money, and once I finish, he'll give me another one, I'll continue to spend money.
Okay.
So the people should ask questions. Where is this money you are getting? And if you ask me, I've been saying, some people just say it's a constitutional matter. If I were the president of this country, I will not release your allocation. If you cannot tell me what you are done with the previous one, at least a percentage of it, let me see what you have done. It should not just be a free given. It's not handout. So we are not, we are calling fiscal responsibility and fiscal responsiveness.
Okay.
We are not responsible.
Okay, so where is the place of the fiscal federalism you've been clamoring for?
That is what we are now calling for.
When the government, when you're saying federal government should hold on tightly and not release more until...
And if you don't convince me, in fact, that now lead credence to what I'm now saying. Once there is fiscal federalism, it should be followed by fiscal responsibility and fiscal responsiveness.
Right.
Once these three layers follow, Nigeria will be better off.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yinka Andrews. Yes, this is where we'll be saying our bye on today's edition of Newspapers Today. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Keep enjoying the rest of your holidays. Good morning.